5. The younger generation in Christianity, evolving patterns of faith. How do young people view Christianity? Is key to understanding Indonesia's religious future. 3 overlapping trends emerge. Trend 1. The appeal of charismatic / Pentecostal and evangelical churches. Urban Indonesian youth, especially Millennials and Gen Z, are drawn to intense experiential worship, music, and community activities. Charismatic and evangelical churches use high-quality worship production, multimedia outreach, youth-oriented ministries, and motivational blessing narratives to create a visible and emotionally engaging religious consumer culture. Research and fieldwork confirm that such churches are growing rapidly among youth because of their felt religious experience and strong community networks. Trend 2. Digitalization, online religion, and hybrid spiritual practice. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated church digitalization. YouTube sermons, Instagram groups, Telegram fellowships, and Zoom Bible studies have become part of young believers' spiritual routine. Digital platforms serve both as evangelism tools and as incubators for community formation and youth leadership. While digitalization extends church influence, it has also sparked ethical debates over performance-style worship and the commercialization of faith, online donations, faith-related products. Trend 3. Value hybridization, tolerance coupled with conservatism. Studies show that young Indonesians tend to be relatively tolerant in daily interethnic and interreligious relations, but more conservative on moral issues like gender and LGBTQ rights. Attitudes toward national identity, whether it must be Islamic, also differ between Muslim and Christian youth. In short, younger generations are not simply secularizing, but exhibit value hybridity, more open in lifestyle, yet often traditional on ethical and public issues. 6. Case studies, from local communities to metropolitan churches. Case 1. HKBP in the Batak region, ethnic church and community renewal. The Huria Christian Batak Protestant HKBP is one of the most important churches among the Batak people, providing religious life while also controlling educational, social, and political networks. For Batak youth, church activities are closely tied to ethnic identity, marriage networks, and economic opportunities, making the church a stable social pillar in modernization. Historians note that the weaving together of church and ethnic identity is key to understanding local social action, political participation, and educational mobility. Case 2. The church's social service role in Papua. In Papua, both Catholic and Protestant churches have long been involved in education, healthcare, and community development. In remote areas, churches often fill gaps in public services that the state cannot provide promptly. For young Papuans, church schools and youth ministries offer education and pathways for upward mobility, but churches also frequently find themselves at the intersection of local politics, ethnic identity, and central local tensions. Case 3. Large evangelical / charismatic churches and youth culture in Jakarta. In Jakarta and other major cities, numerous megachurches have emerged with predominantly young congregations. These churches often operate with professional ministry teams, social media strategies, youth programs, and career counseling functioning as community hubs. Their management often mirrors corporate organization, clear divisions of labor, strong branding, and alignment with youth values such as achievement, leadership development, and mental health. Many young people find belonging and growth here, though some critics say these churches overemphasize prosperity theology or individual blessings. 7. Academic observations. Why the charismatic urban youth nexus works. Scholars often highlight 3 explanations. 1. Emotional and experiential appeal. In context of urbanization and socioeconomic uncertainty, forms of religion emphasizing personal experiences, healing, spiritual gifts, provide immediate emotional feedback and a sense of certainty. 2. Media and market strategies. Charismatic churches make adept use of television, YouTube, social media, and professional worship music, highly effective with digital native generations. 3. Social networks and mutual support. Urban churches often offer employment leads, career training, and social circles, becoming practical platforms for young people to seek opportunity and support. 8. Challenges and pressing issues where policy, theology, and practice intersect. 1. Institutional guarantees of religious freedom remain unstable. The PBM 2006 and blasphemy laws mean that local religious freedom depends heavily on political climate and social tolerance at the local level. The gap between constitutional guarantees and local realities remains a key risk for minority churches. 2. Secularization risks and theological reflection within churches. As churches become increasingly market-oriented, branded worship, online fundraising, prosperity preaching, they must reflect on how to maintain theological and ethical integrity while sustaining social service and financial viability. 3. The importance of interfaith dialogue in bridging generations. The coexistence of openness and conservatism among youth means that religious education, interfaith engagement, and civic education are increasingly vital to reducing misunderstanding and conflict. 9. Future trends, conservative projections based on current data. 1. Urban charismatic and evangelical networks will keep growing. National Christian population share will likely remain around 10 to 11% in the short term, but the visibility and influence of Christian culture in cities will rise. 2. Digitalization will accelerate religious production and cross-regional ties. Churches that innovate in digital ministry will maintain youth appeal. Smaller local congregations may extend reach and gain urban or overseas supporters through online means. 3. Rule of law and public policy will shape minority security. If central and civil actors advance fairer worship space permitting and curb religious incitement while protecting minority rights, Indonesia's pluralistic public space could stabilize. Otherwise, local abuses and mobilized hostility will continue to create vulnerability. Conclusion. Christianity in Indonesia is both a deeply rooted historical presence tied to ethnicity and education, and a contemporary experiment shaped by cities, the digital age, and youth culture. It offers comfort, identity, and social services while facing legal and local challenges. For those concerned about this vast archipelagic nation, understanding the complexity of its Christianity is not only an academic pursuit. It is essential to grasping Indonesia's future social direction, the life context of its youth, and the harmony of its public space.